Alright, we're back for the beginning of turn 4. Pick up the order dice. We're going to try to force a close combat, just to show you close combat. Everything else we pretty much covered concerning the demo set, minus ways to kill the vehicle, right? So, let's see if we can force some close combat. First order die out is the Germans. A couple options. Again, I'm trying to force close combat. So, we are going to attempt to charge with this squad into this command team. So I'm going to put them on run. I have a pin, so I need to pass my check. Base of 10, one pin, needing 9s. My LT's not there. I pass a 7, pin's gone. Charge range is 12 inches, standardized run. Or is that this team, right? So we're running into here, well within it. Now, for the charge, we pile in. Doesn't really matter if they're face-to-face contact, everything's swirling around, all types of combat going on, right? Now, because I was over 6 inches away, and the lieutenant hadn't activated, he has a chance to shoot at me. They're going to pop their little order die out, kick into fire. Reactionary fire, right? 2 submachine guns, 4 dice, shooting at me before I got into that close combat, sort of visualizing kind of like right here. Point blank range, hitting on 2s, kind of deadly, right? Kind of deadly. Alright. The 2s were +1 for point blank range, so that's 4 hits. Killing on 5s. No kills. Lucky day for the Germans, right? But they pick up that pin, but the pin doesn't matter in close combat. Now we're going to fight. No obstacles, so no simultaneously. I'm going to go. I get 5 assault rifles, which is 10 dice. There's no to hit, straight to kill. 2 fellas, I need 5 pluses. 6 and a 6. It's going to kill 2. I don't have to roll for the exceptionals like I normally would because, well, I killed 2, so they're both gone. And the order dice is out permanently. Now because I win, 1d6 consolidation move, I get 3 inches. I need this because they're all messed up and whatever from your combat and stuff. And the backside this has inches on it. So I'm actually gonna pop these fellas a little back. Keep it 1 inch from them, 1 inch from the other units there. And we'll pull the next order die out. Next one out is Americans. The Americans are like, oh no! We're doing this again just to force combat. They're going to attempt to run into close combat with them. If they did charge this group here, they get a chance to shoot me, just like happened right here, did here. Would also be simultaneously over the fence, so we both take casualties, or over the wall rather. I don't want to do that. So if I can pass my check, 2 dice on an 8, because the LT is gone. They pass. 1 pin's gone. The pin doesn't matter once they get into close combat. But the pin comes with. I've already activated, so I can't defensive fire. I'm in close combat. I didn't get to show you over there because it destroyed the unit. But now, because we're assaulting, these submachine gunners, of which there's 4 still in the group, have what's called Tough Fighter, and then the one has a rifle. So straight kills, but we're rolling the 1 rifle as a red, because if he gets the 5+, he's going to kill a German. But if the submachine gunners, who entail the Tough Fighter rule, get a kill, they get to reroll. Try to get another kill. It's Tough Fighter part. So 5 pluses and 1 kill from a Tough Fighter. So he kills 1. No, 1 dead German. Now the Germans get to fight. They're armed with assault rifles, all Tough Fighters. 4 dice. They get 3 kills that get to reroll because of Tough Fighter. Pick up a 4th. 4 rolls. They kill 4. And because they won the combat and killed more than they had killed, the entire squad is eradicated. Close combat is deadly. Very deadly when played right. Sometimes you can pick up entire teams with your a small 2-man team. Sometimes you could charge a lone soldier into a gun team or something. Sometimes it goes very badly. You can lose a 10-man veteran squad to 4 dudes just because your dice rolls bad. Back into the dice bag, we've got another green. Don't think I'm going to be able to recover from here, so I'm just going to try to save my own neck and shoot into the squad here that can't go down. So we'll see. We got pins on us, so we need to pass that test. Base of 10, 2 pins, need an 8. Score an 8, and drops down 1. We're within 6 inches, so I get a +1. But I also have a pin, so I'm right back there with a -1. 2 dice for the submachine gun, 2 dice for the BAR, all hitting on 3s. 4 dice, 3 of them hit. Needing 5s to wound. Yeah, I get 1 killed, 1 wounded, whatever I want to say this. And the pin. Pins are important because they'll freeze up their ability to activate next turn. And we go back in the back. The Americans out again. We're going to continue to suppress the fire into that squad. No, onto the half track. Pins onto the half track. Can't remember that submachine gun is within range. So 2 dice from the submachine gun. 4s because of range. 3 dice from everybody else on 3s because that's at regular range. No movement penalties, no cover modifiers, nothing. So 3s are the red, 4s are white. 4 hits. And no need to attempt to kill because the vehicle will put pins on it. And that would be back in the bag. We still got dice in the bag. And ironically, all of them are German dice. No, they're not. We didn't remove a die for the team that died. So the last 2, I took out the wrong color die, I guess. Yeah, wrong color die. So next one out is my half track. We're just going to try to rally. 2 dice. Pins don't matter, it's a veteran, so I need 10s. I roll an 8. I remove 1d +1. Pins roll. Rally's super good in this game now. Next element out is my LT. We're going to advance and shoot at these blokes here. 6 inches. Round. Let's go here. On fire. Minimum range is 9. Well within it for both of them. No movement penalty. They are, can't go down, but they're a small team because there's 2 of them there, so a -1 to hit them because there's only 2 or less. So I need 4s. I hit with all of them, which creates a pin. Killing on 5s. Don't kill anybody. Last die out is my German. Now you remember that I lost my loader, so they're at -1s. We're going to put them on fire and push into the squad. So I still get 10 dice for the 2 light machine guns, but they're hitting on a -1. And 2 dice for my assault rifle. Everybody's at 6 inches, so everybody's hitting on 2s. Assault rifle, the only disadvantage, it doesn't have any disadvantage. Well, a small team, so it gets a -1, but it gets a +1 for being within 6 inches, so it's hitting on a base of 3 again. And snake eyes. It misses. And my machine guns, -1 for not having their ammo loaders, +1 for 6 inches, -1 for small team, so hitting on 4s. At longer ranges, that would be a lot worse. Still only hit with 3. Killing on 5s. That's 3. Team is removed. You see, as the turns normally 6 turns go, it gets significantly faster, even when it's a full 4x6 board. So now we roll into the turn 4, and you'll notice 4 German dice to 1 American dice. Just because that hard cover is making a huge difference. So Germans should have initiative. First die out is Germans. We're going to pivot and fire. A pivot counts as an advance move because it is a form of movement. You measure a bunch of times. It's well within the 18. They get light cover. 6 dice. Picks up a -1 for pivoting, -1 for cover. Base of 3, so 3, 4, 5. Hit on 5s. Hits twice. Wounding on 5s. Wounds twice. Once a 6. Not another 6, so he picks 2 casualties. He's going to pick his VAR and his rifleman. The only person left is an NCO with a pin. He needs to pass his leadership 10. Pin, last man standing. It doesn't stand much of a chance, but he passes, so he stays in the game. If he had failed, would have been destroyed. Last order how it is 10. So he's just going to attempt to fire into this squad. Seems sensible, right? So within 12 inches over 6. 2 dice. Didn't move. He could have ran forward, wouldn't have mattered. Because he's American and he has a submachine gun, which prefers the assault weapon. They could go down, but I don't really need to at this point. So 2 dice, -1 for range, hitting on 4s. 1 hits, 1 kills. Maybe I should have went down. No tests because they started at 3, only lost 1. And the next all will be German, right? So once you already know, you can pretty much do what you want to do. What we're going to cover now is a special rule that the lieutenants have, which is called snap to. So in order to snap to, based on their leadership level, like this is second lieutenant, so he gets 1, he can draw an extra die out of the bag. As written, he must issue his orders to him, and because he's a second lieutenant, a unit within 6 inches, issue the order, and then you can execute in any way you want. This prevents you from calling a snap to and attempting to shoot them, and because you didn't kill them all and you were hoping to, and then later charge this way, that you then counter charge it. Like, it makes you dedicate. So if you say I'm going to shoot, and this team eliminates the enemy, and they will issue it in order to shoot at that team, then you wasted it. But you have to issue it first. So it takes a little bit of playing, but allows you to do cool things like support by fire with like a machine gun. Especially if you get a first lieutenant, a captain, or a major, you can sometimes snap to like 3 units. You can snap to a mortar and a machine gun to your side, and they can both rack up a bunch of pin on units, and then you can advance across the field without getting shot down pretty much. So we're going to put advance and advance, and then you can execute in any way you want. What I'm going to attempt to do is move out with the 1 pin here. My LT is within range, so it neutralizes that 1 pin more or less, right? Still need to get under a 10. I pass for snake eyes. The pin is gone. We're going to move out 6 inches. We're going to attempt to shoot at them. So now I know they're well within that 18-inch range. I have 2 light machine guns hitting at a -1 because they don't have a loaders with them anymore. We moved, which is another -1. There's a small target, which is another -1. So my light machine guns at a base of 3 are now shooting on 6s. My assault rifle, which is within 9 inches, no penalty for movement, no penalty for range, is hitting on 4s because it's a small team. 6s, 4s. More powerful, not as powerful, but because of the way you maneuver and stuff, it makes a huge difference. 6s, 1. It's kind of a horrible roll, huh? And then 4s, 9. And this, I need a 5+ to kill. Nothing. So 1 pin. And my lieutenant here, who we issued the snap to, is going to roll over 6, making sure I keep that 1-inch sector of fire and zone of fire out. Assault rifle, long range, no movement penalty because of the assault rifle rule, or assault weapon rule. Small team, long range, so with a -2 total. 1 for range, 1 for small team, hitting on 5s. 1 pin, on a 5+. Yeah. That's it. We didn't even make it to turn 6. Turn 6 is, for most scenarios and any tournament I've ever been, the last turn. Sometimes when you're playing a tournament, you don't even make it to turn 3, depending on how the speed and progression of it can go. easily with holding this objective, depending on how the scenario was written. Some say you must occupy or maintain within 3 inches, others say you can pass by it and keep going, and as long as you're the last one there, it's yours. But I eliminated the entire field of battle, so we should be good to go. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this half track. A lot of people are going to be like, oh hey, this half track, I can't. So that assault squad probably stood the best chance. Guy pointing the NCO, right? So, had we been in the game, if this vehicle go through it twice, let's say it fired, and you charge in order to charge in from here, they would have to pass a tank here. If it was a tank, this is a 7+ armored vehicle, right? If it was a Jeep or whatever, I don't specifically think it says you have to check on that. It auto destroys them if there's a hit. So they're gonna have to test to get in there because it's armored. On 2 dice because it didn't move. Had it moved, it would be going too fast, and it's not going to happen. So we're going to say that it wasn't moving, it took advantage of shooting. You snuck around, you tried to hit me. Base of 10, it's pretty easy to pass. It's a -3 for if you're attacking tank, armored vehicle, 7+, and stuff like that. So that 10 quickly becomes a 7, which they passed. Tough fighter rule still applies, or it does not because we're not in close combat. Assuming that they had anti-tank grenades, they'd be able to penetrate and not having anti-tank grenades, or if they had anti-tank grenades, they wouldn't have gotten the -3. If they do have anti-tank grenades, they get that -3 to attempt to test. Now, once they're there, we have 1 die per soldier, 7 fellas there. They're attacking, and this is veteran status, right? So, if they can hit that vehicle in close combat, which they successfully did, because it's open top or a soft shell being 6s, it would destroy it. If it was an armored tank, then you would get the number of soldiers attacking. In this case, I only scored 1 hit, and you would get to add that 1 hit to a d6 roll, which would be 5. So a 4 plus 5, 4 plus 1 made it 5. This is a 7+. If it had been fully armored and enclosed, it would not have penetrated. But because it's open, it just takes 1 hit to destroy it. So if this was a tank, say an 8+ armor tank, and I assault with those 7 guys, even I get number of attacks plus 1d6. I have to take that number of hits from the attack plus d6. So because I'm trying to get a high die roll here. Alright, so we got 3. So I got 3 that hit that tank, right? Then I get 1 die. If this was an 8+ tank, I need to equal or match it, which this does with a 6. The hard one's a 6. So we'd be able to go on to the damage chart, and then you're subtracting on the damage chart because it's not a critical, it's not even anything of that, especially if they don't have anti-tank rounds. It's specific right there. It says all you're going to do is glance. So when I'm rolling, I pretty much do almost nothing. I give them a pin marker. Super hard if they're not open top for infantry to destroy a tank. That's why we have bazookas, panzer strikes, Panzerfaust, things of that nature. Should you expand the demo set a little farther and give the Americans, say, a half track? My recommendation was, if I was to expand this, which I'm working on, I would give the Americans one of their half tracks, and then that 130, 150 points I'll spend increasing infantry for the German side to make it even more balanced. But the Germans, for the Panzerfaust, so this is American half track now. My Panzerfaust is here. Max range is 12. It's a shape charge, so it doesn't lose penetration value at long range. But minimum range is 6, so I want to hit, right? So say I'm here and I sneak in with my 3 fellas that got Panzerfaust. And I fire at that American half track, right? Depending if I moved long range, all that other stuff will still matter. But we're gonna say I didn't. The half track spun around the corner, the troops jumped out, I'm hiding here, whatever, ambush, I don't know. I fire my 3 Panzer Faust. I want to hit, so I'm setting this up like this. Due to range, base of 3, now I just need a 2. So all 3 hit. Panzer Faust is +6 penetration. This is an armor 7 vehicle. So what that means is whatever I roll on these dice, I get to add 6 to. I gotta equal or surpass armor 7 or armor 8 if it's tank, 9, 10, whatever it is. In this case, it's armor 7. So I rolled a 1, which equaled it, which would give me a glance. And I rolled a 4, which more than goes over it by 2, which gives me massive damage. And I rolled a 6, which again is more than 2 of the base value of that, which gives me massive damage as well. So this glance will give me on the damage chart 1d6 minus 3. So I believe it just caught on fire, which is a whole bunch of pins, and 1 chance of it failing. If it fails, this morale test is destroyed. These two, however, give me double on the damage chart, one after the other. So it would be 4 separate dice rolls. Glance, and I didn't. 4 plus, I think, destroys it. So it would be destroyed. And then if you get 2 immobilized, it's an auto destruct at that time, at any point in the game. So if you immobilize a vehicle on turn 1 and immobilize it again on turn 6 by managing to glance it or something, and then it destroys. For the most part, you won't have to learn about those rules. If it does become a challenge, you can easily pick up a box of grenadiers, bust them open, and make another infantry squad. Or you can cut it down, the demo, and do a second lieutenant with 2 5-man teams and just play it out that way. But we play at 500 points. It's generally about turn 3. You can shake hands and you know who's winning and who's not winning. A lot of people get scared of the half track, but all you gotta do is shoot at it and pin it up, and then it becomes worthless. In this case, the Americans were really aggressive and the Germans had some really good dice rolls. But pending your questions, that's it. Have a great day.